New Orleans Saints and the Carolina Panthers. This is currently 3 in favor of the Saints on the road. 39.5 is the total. This is one I think we have differing opinions on as well. I did not see anything that the Saints did last week as anything for me to kind of upgrade what I thought of them heading into the season. I had these teams kind of neck and neck, power rated as it was anyway. I mean, the Saints were maybe 3 spots ahead of where I had the Panthers for the season. And listen, this Panthers defense is going to be good enough to where, despite these shortcomings, in my opinion, at the quarterback position, for at least, for a little, I think Bryce Young's going to figure it out. I mean, it seems to me like he's a dude that kind of has the it factor for me, but I think it's going to take a few games for that to come to fruition. But you're giving me the 3 at home. Actually, it's 3.5 for the majority. So people took that and the hook no longer available. But you give me the 3 and a hook at home, even the 3 at home in a very low total game in which I don't think the Saints are going to have near the success that they had on offense in the first game. It's kind of more of a numbers play for me. I think you probably look at it as the Panthers looked pretty pedestrian, and the Saints at least were able to put up 300 yards passing.
Yes, that is definitely part of it. I mean, I went to the under right away. Mm-hmm. And so I played the under 41. We talked about that last week. I've talked about the under. I played again at 40 here. I think that's still a pretty safe number. This Panthers team, just a dead under team to me. Their offense can't move the football. And it's not like we don't have a sample size here. I realize that was just the first regular season game. They were putrid in the preseason as well. They couldn't move the football at all with their first team offense in the preseason. And now here we are in the regular season. They really struggled against the Falcons. Bryce Young did not try and stretch the field at all. The targets on the outside don't really stretch the field for him. There's nothing in the backfield that scares me from a running back perspective. The accuracy was an issue with Bryce Young, and he looks small out there. When you see him in pads around those offensive linemen, he doesn't look like a quarterback. He looks like he's a receiver or a running back. If it's just a smaller stature, that concerns me as well, just from a being able to see over everybody and get the ball where it needs to go. Wasn't as big of an issue in college because he's able to move around and create his own lanes. In the NFL, that's a lot harder to do. And then you look over at the Saints team. Yeah, the win wasn't great. No, the offense wasn't as efficient as I would like, but they did move the football consistently, and they were able to get some pressure in the Tennessee backfield on Tannehill. And if you're able to do both of those things against Carolina, it feels a lot like that Atlanta game, where it's close for a while, and then eventually you just see this Saints team be able to pull away because the Panthers can't do anything on offense, and then you see that critical mistake from Young where he throws a pick inside his own red zone, and all of a sudden there's a quick score on the board. That's exactly what happened in the Atlanta game. I think you're going to see something similar here. To me, this is under in Saints.
One of the things about this one, too, DJ Chark is questionable. So it was said earlier in the week, specifically whenever I took the 3.5, was that he was definitely going to be back, right? That he was back out of practice. Everything was good to go. He just needed one more week to get things going. Still limited participation in practice and is listed as questionable. That certainly is not great from I was looking at, okay, get the number one option back. Now you can move Thielen back into that more, kind of like a glorified tight end role,
yep.
And like, so now you can kind of at least get what we saw them working on throughout the course of the preseason, but that might be, all for naught here because, again, it's a hamstring injury with a wide receiver, and he wasn't able to get a full practice in, and still this is questionable. So I think he probably truly is questionable.
And he's the only one who can blow the top off the defense, and he can't really blow the top off the defense. So without him out there, that's why you're seeing these shorter run routes, these 15-yard routes at the max level. The other issue here, the Panthers losing J.C. Horn this week, so he's not going to play. He's their number one cornerback. That hurts them on the outside with what I think is a fairly good wide receiver unit when healthy. When you've got Olave and you've got Thomas out there, they can move the football through the air as long as Derek Carr is able to deliver it to them. I think the Panthers defense struggles this week against the air game without Horn out there.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.